So let's talk about cotton balls a bit more. They've got another very good use when it comes to lighting your tinder material. And don't forget, in my system I've got primary and secondary tinder. I've already got videos where I talk about that. And my primary tinder in this case is coconut fibres. And to be honest with you, it can still take, a few strikes, sometimes 5 or 6 strikes on my coconut fibre tinder to get a fire, to ignite it. Sometimes the fibres can be coarse. Sometimes I don't process that stuff enough. I'm lazy, don't do enough work. You can't pick out the finer stuff and keep finer stuff. So sometimes it takes a few strikes. It's a given with sparks. There's plenty of videos where I do that. But if you want to really preserve your ferrocerium rod, and that's the thing, if you've got tinder material or secondary tinder material that doesn't easily light by sparks, that's where a cotton ball can come in handy. I might call it a tinder booster, And what I might do is just put one cotton ball in my tinder, or secondary tinder. By definition, tinder must be ignitable by sparks. But let's say, for argument's sake, it's primary tinder or secondary tinder. Stuff that, if you want a guaranteed flame with one strike, that's where the cotton ball comes in handy. And you save your ferrocerium rod as well. Because it does, as you can see with my one, it's very worn out. In fact, I might just get in close and show you just how worn out my rod is. It's almost ready to break into 2 pieces. That's how much I use it in experiments and so forth. So I can now use sparks, and I'm going to burn my tinder material like there's no tomorrow, like it's no one's business. It's going to burn. Now I might get some dry grass. Different secondary tinder materials. Again, this is difficult to light by sparks, if not impossible. I'm going to get one cotton ball, pry it apart, put that into the dry grass. And I haven't even tested this yet. Now, dry grass is funny stuff. You think it burns easily, but in actual fact it's not that easy. So there it is, guys. My grass has exploded into flames by using a cotton ball. Now I'm telling you, that grass would have been difficult, if not impossible, to light by sparks. That's what I call secondary tinder material. Let's try some more stuff. This stuff is just twigs and my palm fronds, my dried palm fronds and so forth. Again, this is what I call secondary tinder material. It won't easily light by sparks. There's some kindling in there as well, some small twigs. Let's put that in there. I'm just doing this very roughly, a very rough bird's nest style bundle. Another cotton ball. Let's pry it apart. Stick that in there. And a bit of flame, and that stuff's burning. As easy as you like. Just keep it a bit airy, let it burn, bit of air. And if I just work that, I've got another fire. Now again, that was secondary tinder material. It would have been very difficult to light, if not impossible, with sparks alone. Forget flint and steel, that is not tinder. Again I say tinder must be ignitable by sparks. But all this sort of stuff, the dried grass, those palm fronds, dried leaves, all this sort of stuff is what I call secondary tinder material. Very difficult or impossible to light by sparks from a ferrocerium rod. But you can see how my cotton ball has become what I call a tinder booster. One cotton ball and sparks, and I've just ignited different tinder, or 3 different types of secondary tinder material. Well, my tinder being my coconut fibre, one shot. The dry grass, which is secondary tinder material, and the palm fronds and twigs and so forth, and you can have dried leaves in there as well, was the 3rd type. So 3 types of tinder, one primary tinder and 2 types of secondary tinder, 1 cotton ball, easy fire. So that's where it's used as a tinder booster. So hopefully that makes sense. Just using cotton balls, solid fuel and crushed solid fuel. And I always keep at least 2 containers, 1 of each, crushed solid fuel and cotton balls, in my survival pouch with me at all times. And I'm going to talk about my survival pouch and what you should be wearing in a survival pouch attached to your belt in future videos. Otzi the Iceman, that 5,000-year-old frozen man they found up in the Alps, he had a pouch on his belt full of useful items. And so you've got to do like Otzi the Iceman and have a pouch on your belt. But I'll talk about that in future videos. Hopefully that made sense. Cotton balls, solid fuel and cross solid fuel. Another fire making option and portable fuels that you should be carrying with you at all times. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.